Thank y'all for coming this morning. This morning we are excited to briefly announce rather, another addition to the engagement that we've had with What Works Cities through the Bloomberg philanthropies. This is called Compared to Jackson. It is phase A of our deep dive analytics with What Works Cities. Compared to Jackson is an interactive tool that allows users to compare the city of Jackson's budget and workforce to other cities with similar characteristics. The project was a collaboration between the Center for Government Excellence, also known as GovX, at Johns Hopkins University and the city of Jackson, and it was funded by Bloomberg Philanthropies, again, as part of our What Works Cities initiative. One of the great things about this is that it assists us in building capacity. Right now, across the street, we have city employees who are being trained on data analytics. They're being trained on how to use the data that they're actually dealing with every day, and to not only deal with it, but also to take deep dives and to do more than the surface data analysis. The GovX team has worked hand in hand with Jackson's staff to understand the financial and operational constraints that the city is facing. Everything about this project, from data sources to methodology, has been documented for Jackson to learn and to build on. A team from GovX, again, is delivering intensive in-person training to ensure the team here in Jackson has the capacity to build upon this work. The data generated by this project can be enhanced as Jackson begins to take action on these insights. Most of you are pretty familiar with the What Works initiative, but just for your information, What Works Cities is a national initiative working with cities across the country to enhance their use of data and evidence to engage residents. As of October 2016, 55 cities in 33 states have been selected to join the program. GovX, which is the Center for Government Excellence at Johns Hopkins University, it is new and it empowers city governments to build capacity for evidence-based decision-making by supporting them in open data and performance management implementation. One of the things that you all can look forward to, and I think most of you all will appreciate it, I know, Anna, you'll appreciate this, it will be the opportunity for us to launch probably mid-December our new application for our budget. And so you'll be able to see the city's budget via application, web application. It'll be available to you. We've had some issues with how do we load information to this application. It hadn't been as seamless as we would have liked, but now we're at a point through this process that we've gone through with GovX that we think we're at a great place to be able to launch this application. Looking forward to doing so in December, and you'll have access to the city's budget, revenue, spending, all of those things that interest the city of Jackson, and just another of our efforts to be transparent. Any questions?
And that's the that you're talking about that will be implemented.
No, it's not OpenGov. It's another platform we'll be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of tips and things are they getting from, what kind of help are they getting from this initiative in layman's terms for people to understand?
Yeah, so for example, this it helps us in a few ways. Internally, it gives us an opportunity. Let's just say, for example, we're trying to determine whether or not our spending matches up with a comparable city, and not just comparable in size, but also comparable in demographics and those kinds of things. So it's helpful to know if the city of Jackson is spending its money at a higher rate than a Baton Rouge. We can look at that data and also determine where those areas are that we see the greatest amount of spending. If we see the greatest amount of spending in areas like contracting, then it challenges us to go back and look at how we're doing contracting. Are we contracting in a way that isn't advantageous for the city and is more advantageous for the private sector? So those are things that this allows us to be able to look at from just the everyday person. If you're out there trying to look and see if Jackson is a place you want to invest money, and you're trying to look at basic information about the city, it gives you insights into that as well.
Will it be on the city's website?
There will be there will be a separate, but you'll be able to go to the city's website. There'll be a link there that'll take you directly to this page.
Is there a launch date for it?
Launch date
You say mid-December
for the app?
for the app?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
it'll be like a phone app, like. you can
Yeah,
download-
yeah.
Okay.
Literal
Just
phone.
making
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Phone app.
The phone app, okay. And the cost?
Well, this what we're talking about today is covered by Bloomberg Philanthropies. The app is something that the city has worked on and will be taken care of.
Is the city having to pay for this, or is this through some kind of grant that y'all got?
The What Works Cities initiative is what we were able to land, if you will, or become a part of a little over a year ago. And we were part of the first group of cities, and as a part of that, Bloomberg Philanthropies is spending at least $70 million to fund projects like this.
Can you tell us anything that you've learned so far, maybe in comparison to Jackson's spending to another city?
Yeah, well, here's what we know. What we know is that Jackson would benefit from having the opportunity to see folks who could actually, staff members who could actually help us with seeing that contracts perform the way that they perform. I think all of us in here are well aware and overly familiar with contracts not performing in the city that we've entered into in previous years. And a lot of that has to do with the lack of intentional oversight. And the key word is intentional. So you place somebody in a position who their job is to every day not only pour over contract negotiations, but to also pour over contract performance.
I just want to make sure that I have the distinction right between what we're talking about today, which is what works.
Yeah.
Which is the comparing tool.
Sure.
And then we were also talking about the launch of an app for.
Yeah,
in-person.
right.
And so when is the launch for the app?
Well, we're looking at December 15th right now.
And that's not OpenGov?
No, that's powered through Socrata. That's also who is powering our open data portal.
Right. And have you guys engaged in a contract for this new app already?
Yes,
And
haven't we? It's a part of the right. It's a part of the open data portal.
Okay. And what happens to the OpenGov contract now that it sounds like we're going to have the same similar tools?
Well, we've there's not been any expenditures, so we look at this as an opportunity to streamline how we're working, so we don't have 3 and 4 different open data portals. So now we'll just have one where we can do everything with it.
So there's been no expenditures to OpenGov through that contract?
We've not spent any money on OpenGov. We've only engaged through the city council's approval.
What would the app be called? It doesn't have a fancy name.
We're working on a name right now, but for right now, the important piece of it is that now there will be access from the general public to see what the city's doing with their money.